I put Brooklyn guy in NCAA to try to make sure he wins an Heisman Trophy or become some award and become a player of the year. And we'll see what happens next. Stay tuned for the video. Hey guys, it's your boy Dreadnought coming back at you again with a new video. We are going to be starting another road to a contributor.
Next, it's time to choose the position you'd like to play.
As a running back. This is gonna be for the Brooklyn T guy. This is Brooklyn T guy. Now I start our road to glory. Let's see where is Brooklyn gonna be heading to for college. Get on the field early. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to have a fun college experience as well. Opportunities. Let's see who we can get. This is bench.
So just for the record, for me coming into James Madison University, I did try to work my way from the top for as much as I could do, and I'm going to be honest, I did lose hands, I did everything I could, but unfortunately we did not make it into the right thing in the right playoffs, as I was going in there as the third running backup. After going 2-10, I decided to hit the transfer portal and thought I can get Bowling Green. And I thought, you know what, I can get second string somewhere. So we decided to start over at Bowling Green or Western Kentucky. We were in between those, but unfortunately, not unfortunately, but for now, we currently work in between seeing anyone else who wants me, and then everyone else was just at the bench and walk-ons. And eventually, we decided, you know what, it's time to face facts. We're going to have to go somewhere where we can shine out. So we decided to sign with the Western Kentucky University going in. And then we were supposed to be front back, but then, yeah, Brooklyn guy was back at HB3. He's back at third string. But then he realized something, that he needs to lock in if he wants to get any playing time whatsoever in his road to glory and to making it to either a Heisman or just winning a championship whatsoever. That didn't stop Brooklyn guy from grinding as much as he does right now. That doesn't stop him from trying to get touchdowns, trying to get yardage, big yards on plays, just trying to at least be HB2 for playing time. He did what he could. He stayed on his P's and Q's as a running back should. Now, I'm not going to hold you. Brooklyn guy did not, unfortunately, get the playing time he needed. He is trying his best, no matter how far it is in practice, how low it gets, he's still trying. But fortunately, for a certain period of time, he did not get his playing time until one faithful day. We're entering the transfer portal. I'm not doing this. With that, hold up. He committed, and he was supposed to be a starter. And then he was told he was supposed to be HB2. One thing led to another, and unfortunately, he got put down at HB3. Now, just because he's HB3 does not mean he can't still grind his way to the top. Even though he was going into his junior year as a college football player, he was dealt a current unfortunate bad hand, which is him having to battle for the same position that he already did in Western Kentucky. So him now battling for his position with every strength and grit he did, going from HB4 to HB3, he completely dominated at any means possible. He completely dominated on the field. They say get to 10,000. He got to over 40,000. The only struggle that unfortunately he did not win was backfield survival. He was supposed to only beat 1,500, but he got down to over 1,000. 343, I believe. However, though, when it was time for certain drills, the jump cuts, he was ready, clearly. He stayed on his P's and Q's, and eventually, as soon as he was done, he earned a running back 3 again. Now, HB3, you're still not getting playing time regardless. So, whatever was necessary, he had to be on it. Even though his GPA was actually pretty good, he had to try to get playing time as much as possible. Even making sure he upgrades his route running if he has to be a route runner for HB2, but doing what he can to make it to that point. About to a point when the Army lost to Rice and they became 1-2, something very, very, very lucky for Brooklyn T. Guy happened for him. Brooklyn was blessed enough to know that he is now going to be battling for HB2, which you still get playing time either way because you were on the side. So, this is his final chance this is his chance at the Army to get playing time whatsoever, even though he was promised a starter. And, Brooklyn had to show out, and I'm not going to show the rest, but he did dominate it, and that now earned him a position as HB2, running back 2 for the Army. So now Brooklyn Guy was very excited to get this. In fact, he called Marvin, telling him that he's about to get playing on TV. Told you we was gonna
as they head over to Tulsa.
We remain on the main. Come on, Brooklyn. This might be.
Even though it's been a rough season for Brooklyn T. Guy's team,
this is a chance to
this is his
prove
final
ourselves.
chance to get playing time.
This is a chance to prove ourselves. Let's go.
So he gets the first snap.
This is a chance to prove ourselves right here, Brooklyn Guy.
And he gets a screen. But then he wants to go for something more. He wants to make sure his name is known. And he does what he can. He's able to get a couple yards in the first, but almost to the first down. 4 yards off rip.
Here we are. My final shot. My final chance. Let's get it.
Help out his team.
Let's go, Brooklyn. First chance. Let's go.
Not just that he wants to be a contributor much as he could.
Let's go.
That's his whole role.
Rushing yards, medium yards.
There. And then around that time, it was Brooklyn Guy's time to shine at the receiving line. Because he worked so hard to get here. And then they go for the first snap.
There you go. Run it. First down. Good job.
But even though that was a bad look, that was not going to stop him from trying to get better. So even though he did get taken out in the second half because of the pick, he went back in and tried to dominate as much as he can as possible. They gave him a net. They gave him a counter. And even though he didn't get a touchdown, he ran with it, and he ran to see what he could do. Even though he got no yardage, he tried what he can. And that's all they can ask for. He did get another route call. And for his redemption, he did actually get the first down and got some yards in. And that was a good amount of yards that he was able to get in. Now the next play when he got in was the play that will be the unforgettable moment. Is when he scored a touchdown. And then the rest goes on, and then unfortunately,
touchdown! Finally, Brooklyn T. Guy for the first touchdown of his career. Yeah, hit that Heisman post. That's where we're going next.
And then the pick was made, and that was one part that they had not prepared. And unfortunately, Tulsa did take the victory, 26-13. And throughout the rest of his season, everything was looking good for him for the most part. He was able to rack up as much yards as he can, even if he had to be a receiver. He was trying to get the first downs. Even though he kept getting taken out, he did what he could. And the run plays, let's say he didn't want the glory, but he wanted it to be the best contributor he could be. So he took the run plays as much as he could, despite the less of the yards. But the medium rushes, the large rushes, it didn't matter. He did it. He tries to get as much yardage as he can, either at the first down or if he's short, he tries to get as much as he could on these yards.
Now, unfortunately, after going 2-10, I just might as well at this point, Brooklyn T guy should hit the transfer portal. So as he hits the transfer portal, turns out he's still at bench level. But then there was one team that wanted him to be at second string. It was Monroe.
It was at UNL Monroe where we decided to commit for going in to his believe junior or senior year.
I can't even start anywhere. That's what's also
insane. And as it began, he thought he was going to get frontside one.
Appalachian.
But unfortunately,
who has me at second string?
It was actually a fortunate case because just when he entered, it turns out he would be the starter running back. For ULM Monroe.
From back one.
And even though that it took him this long, everything always happens for a reason. He came from just being a bench player from JMU, from barely being a second string up in Army, and now he is at ULM. For his first game, he didn't do as much, but granted, this was his first game, so he was just trying to see what he can do and what he can offer to the table as running back one for Monroe. Now, look, runs weren't really his specialty because he is a receiving running back. When you gave Brooklyn T guy the catch, he is gone. He may not get the first time, but he will get the first time, but he may not get the touchdown, but he'll give you some yardage. And later on after that, when he got back in the game, they gave another route running experience for him, which he thought he should probably take as an opportunity. And so he did. He goes on the outside, they throw the ball to him, proceeds to run. It was more yardage as much as he expected, and he was just trying to make what he can. He gets more pass routes, and then now Monroe is quickly to realize that this is his thing, that you throw him the ball, he'll run as much as he can. He'll run like he got nothing left to lose, either if it's loss of yards or it's gain of yards. Now, the next play when he got was another pass play, and he wanted to edit, and he edited the way he was moving, and then he got the ball thrown to him again and proceeded to put in to get 2 inches and get the best passing yards as much as possible. And even though the stats were not looking good for rushing, he was willing to do the most just to get the playing time, knowing that he earned it and he worked his tail off till he can. And even though that, unfortunately, this game did result to a complete blowout. But this was Brooklyn Guy's first taste of what it means to be a pro running back. So, the next time you will see Brooklyn Guy, he will either be in an SML video or he will be winning a Heisman Trophy. And him winning the Heisman. This is only just the beginning.
Baby back, 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 Chili's baby back ribs,
barbecue sauce.